I want to take a quick moment tonight to do a review that's been a long time coming. Now, I had filmed a review of this flashlight once before, but since then I've been using it for months, and I want to do another review here instead of posting the old footage. Now, this, I will have to say, has probably been the item that I have used the longest before actually doing a review on it. Now, that's probably not fair to the people who made it and sent it to me, but, I've really been enjoying using it, and I felt like, I don't want to use that old footage. I want to make new footage and let people know how much I really like this item. Now, this is a ThruNite flashlight, as you can see the name right there, ThruNite, and I'll put a link in the video description to their website. But this is a flashlight that got sent to me to test, and I really like it. Now, I don't know a lot about flashlights. This is the model TN30. Now, that might mean something to some people. It means nothing to me. Like I said, I could sit here and pretend like I knew a lot about flashlights. I could look up some terms and try to dazzle you with some vocabulary, but I really don't know that much about flashlights. All I know is what I like. Now, I can tell if something's well made, and this thing is very well made. It's made out of aluminum. It's very solid. It seems very well crafted. And it's also nice looking. It doesn't just seem to be aesthetically blah like some flashlights are. It looks like people put some time into designing it. It actually looks good too. So it doesn't just look like a big black tube. I really like the fact that it looks good, but what really is good about it is it seems to be super well made. It's solid, it's sturdy, it's just the right amount of heft in your hand. It doesn't feel like it's cumbersome to carry it, but it feels solid. And and it's got the little indentation things here at the end that you could really screw somebody up with this if you wanted to. If you cracked somebody with this, you'd do some serious damage. But it's an awesome flashlight too. The flashlight basically has 6 different settings on it, 6 different brightness levels, a standby, and then a strobe. So 7 if you count standby. I haven't been able to really figure out what standby is all about, but it's there. I don't know why, but it's there. Now, you might know what it's about. Like I said, I'm not a flashlight expert, but I really don't see much use for it. But it's a great flashlight, a lot of settings. Now, as far as the 6 brightness settings go, they range. And I'll show you here the 6 brightness settings. Okay, this is setting 1. I kind of like to call this, in the dark setting. This really does light up things well enough in a dark setting for you to see anything you need to see. Now, this is setting 2. I call this, pretty daggone bright. This is setting 3, which I call as bright as you're ever going to need. This is like any other flashlight you're going to own that puts out a good volume of light. Now now you're getting a little bit silly. This is, oh my God, that's bright. And this is, there is no freaking reason for that. Now, I know the camera is adjusting for this. Every time I try to turn this light up a little bit, it's adjusting so you can't really tell the difference. But right now, I'm about being blinded by the green glare off my green screen. That's how bright this light is right now. And of course, there's the strobe feature. Now, I do believe that is strobing SOS. It could be anything else for all I know. I haven't really paid much attention to it. All I know is it's pretty freaking annoying. Now, I was being a little facetious there towards the end and said that the brightest setting is called the there's no reason for that setting, but there is a reason for it, because it's awesome. I lit this thing up beside the road the other night, and it was like daylight outside. I've got this thing where if I see a box alongside the road, I got to stop and make sure there's not kittens or puppies in it. It only happened to me once when I was a teenager, but now as an adult, I've got this thing where if I drive past a box on the interstate, I'm like, what if there's puppies in that? Or what if there's kittens in that? So I have to get out and look. So I got out and looked at about 2 in the morning the other day alongside Highway 14 where there's no real lighting. And I know you don't know where that's at, but there's no real overhead lighting or anything, so it's really dark and it's out by the river. So I turned this thing on. It is super bright. It was like daylight out there after I turned this on. It wasn't a box of kittens, it was a box of old magazines, but I was able to see clearly what it was with this flashlight. Now, I did learn one lesson. I learned that you do not turn this thing on full blast while it's facing your car, especially if your car is very reflective and silver like mine. I turned it on with it facing the fender of my car, and I was blinded just by the reflection alone off this thing. It is super bright. Now, I'll give you a little demonstration of actually how bright it is here. The only way I can figure out how to do that is to show you next to another flashlight that a lot of people might be familiar with. Now, another flashlight I carry in my car is one of the old mag lights, the 5D cell battery mag lights. Can't really get it in frame here because it's huge, but as you can see, these are giant. So I'll show you how this compares to this brightness-wise. Okay, now here is the mag light, 5D batteries worth of light. And this outside is pretty bright. This will serve you pretty well. But this is the ThruNite on now. As you can see, totally overwhelms the other light. You can't even see the other light at all. There, you can kind of see it in the corner down there. But this light is just amazing how much brighter it is. This lights it up like daylight. As you can see, it is no comparison. I mean, not even close. Just two different worlds. That flashlight is like a dinosaur compared to this. So some people might even say, why do you need such a bright flashlight? And I say, well, why do I need a 44 Magnum? Why do I need a 500 Magnum revolver? I like them because I like overkill. This thing is definitely overkill. This is the 500 Magnum of flashlights, if you ask me, especially of the ones I've ever owned. It is the Desert Eagle of Illumination. This is something that is for people who don't want something that just does the job. They want something that exceeds the job. And this flashlight definitely exceeds the job. Now, there are some things about this flashlight I don't care for. Basically, there's really only two things. I love everything about it, love the size, love the build quality, love its performance, but there's two things I really don't care about. One is the type of batteries it uses. It uses 3 of these types of battery right here. Now, I'm not really sure what these things are. They're like 18650s or something like that. Now, for one thing I can tell you, don't buy these ones. These ones are garbage, the ones I bought. They sent me some better batteries, and I've been using those in there, and it works fine. But these batteries are garbage. But this is the type of battery it uses 3 of them in this little carrier thing, and it goes in like one big battery, operates a flashlight. I don't like it because I had to go buy other batteries. But if you're like a flashlight lover, you probably already have batteries like this. I didn't. And you probably are used to this because I'm sure this is what it takes to give the kind of output that this flashlight has. But this was something new to me and I don't care for it. And the only other negative thing I can say about this flashlight is I have yet found a way to tell if the batteries are going dead. There's no light on here that comes on and tells you your batteries are going dead. It doesn't start to blink or anything that I've noticed, because I really haven't noticed my batteries are going dead yet. Since I've had it in the car, and it's been, like I say, 4 or 5 months now I've had this flashlight. All I have been doing is I have been recharging the batteries every 4 to 6 weeks. And have never had it go dim on me even. So I guess I could say, well, I guess it doesn't matter if there's not a low indicator on there because I've never had them go low because they seem to do well. But I would still like it if there was like a little flashlight or a little indicator of some sort that let you know the batteries were going dead. So there you have it. There's my review of the ThruNite TN30. Like I said, I'm not a flashlight expert, but I know what I like, and I like this flashlight. This flashlight is a bit flashy. It is a bit overkill, but I like that. Like I said, it's the 500 Magnum of flashlights, and now that I've been using it, I can't see going back to using anything less. It's always a little bit spooky filming in the dark like this and turning this light on and off. Your imagination starts to play a little bit of tricks on you, and you start to worry about what you're going to see the next time you turn the flashlight on. And you, ah! Ooh, that was scary. You ain't even my real dad.